matters.
I know. Hi, everybody. Yay! We're live now, Dana.
All right, well, here, let me delete this.
You were gonna TikTok Shives me, weren't you?
I mean, if it was necessary, but notice
If
I didn't.
I love how you're just being fair. If it was necessary. So how are you?
The implication that is somehow needed is required.
Yeah, it's just a matter. Yeah, exactly. You are the recognized authority in these matters, and if called for, you will TikTok me.
Heck yeah.
So how are you? You've had some time off work this week, haven't you? You've had snow day after snow day.
I am delighted. Do you know why I'm delighted?
Why are you delighted?
Because you respect my authority.
I have no choice but to respect your authority. Hi, everybody in the chat. As usual, we're going to chit chat for about 20 minutes before we start watching Poirot, but just so that we have all of our ducks in a row, we are watching Poirot this week. We're watching The Underdog. So if you have not done so already, make sure you have a copy of that episode and have it queued up and ready to go. And if you don't have a copy of the episode or don't have access to it somewhere, there is a link to download the episode from the Internet Archive that is in the video description. So go ahead and do that while Dana and I are chatting. And
get them ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Row them ducks.
Caitlin says, by the way, everyone, I got my first "what was wrong with the peaceful protest on January 6th" comment. So I reported him for terrorism. Good. Good. The scary thing about that is it was only 4 years ago. It's not like, an entire generation has come and gone and people can get away with saying like, well, actually, it was nothing like what you're saying. It was a peaceful protest. Like, no, we all remember it, dude. It was on TV.
Yeah. Well, what would
they
be
made
really
documentaries about it.
Would be to look at back at news, from across the nation, find out where there was I don't know, Poughkeepsie or something that people were protesting. I don't know. There were two bake sales going on at the same time, and they were protesting each other's bake sales, and be like, well, I have no problems with peaceful protests, such as the one in Poughkeepsie. However,
I love that you pronounce Poughkeepsie the way I pronounce Wikipedia. It's just the way it's spelled.
Hey, Anton Smith. Yep.
Yeah, in fact, I shot a video about that earlier today that goes up tomorrow, and I wrote a skit that is also inspired by it that I'm shooting this weekend that will go up next week, probably Monday. Yeah, how about that, Bishop? She is awesome. And hopefully she will be a role model for us over these next 4 years. Caitlin says, I have to remind myself about what Sartre said about anti-Semites and fascists. They're just playing with words. They know what it was and what they're doing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Isn't that kind of the same thing? I guess not.
Yeah. They're intentionally trying. It's gaslighting. They're trying to gaslight everybody. And if you go along with it, you are aiding and abetting in their gaslighting. It was not a peaceful protest. The fact that Trump pardoned them does not mean that it was all right. It does not mean that they didn't do something wrong. And we should never, ever, ever allow that narrative to go unchallenged. There are people who condemned it at the time who are now trying to say, oh, there was no big deal. It was a peaceful gathering of patriots. Like, motherfucker, you said at the time that it was a riot and a criminal act and inexcusable and that Donald Trump should be held accountable. Like, you said it, and now all of a sudden you've changed your mind. So yeah, we can't ever let them get away with that. Even in the tiniest little circumstance, always push back on that.
I mean, there were clearly people who were there who weren't violent, who didn't storm the Capitol. there were a lot more people there at the rally than actually stormed the Capitol and broke
Yes.
things and hurt people. There were people there who weren't violent.
Yes.
Which
But
is fine.
that's like saying there were plenty of airplanes that didn't fly into buildings on 9/11. What's the big deal?
Exactly. We're not
Gee,
concerned
I don't
about
know.
Kirok, that would be a Nazi salute.
That would be
Can
what
I say
Elon
that?
Musk
Can I say
did.
that?
You just said it.
Well, I mean, are we going to get? Am I going to get your channel?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, because I was not. I wasn't watching the inauguration, so I did not see it. Right, that's what we're talking about.
You did not see it. Yes, did not see it.
I did not see it.
Yes.
Sabrina
said this is a good. I've seen this mentioned, but actually a lot of people in the comments to my video pointed this out, that they themselves are autistic, like Elon Musk claims to be. Although again, a lot of other people also pointed out, as far as we know, he's never been medically diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum. He has just claimed to be. But regardless, there are lots of people in the comments of my video and all over social media pointing out that they are autistic and they have never heiled anyone. Yeah. Kurek says, what was he thinking? He's a Nazi. That's what Nazis do. I mean, that's not, obviously, it's not the only thing Nazis do. It's far from the worst thing Nazis do, but it's one of the things Nazis do. Make that gesture that Elon Musk made. And that's why he made it, because he's a Nazi. And he supports Nazis. He endorsed the closest modern equivalent to the Nazis in Germany. He promotes anti-Semitism and racist conspiracy theories regularly. You know, if he's not a Nazi, then he's an I can't believe it's not a Nazi, which is pretty close.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. I can't believe it's not Z's.
I can't believe it's not Z's. Yeah.
Because the S's, they're not Z's.
Exactly. I can't believe it's not Z's. Are these your shoes? No. Not Z's.
Oh, Kira, how I wish that were true. How I wish that was going to be the final nail. Nope. We got more nails. There's going to be a bunch more nails. I bet you. Yeah. Somebody asked, I thought, was there anybody who went into the building who wasn't violent? And I'm going to say no, because they didn't go in according to, like, it's the Capitol building. You have
they weren't supposed to, like,
yeah,
I mean,
they didn't go through
violence,
like the tourist entrance and wait their turn in line, to my knowledge. Even the ones, if they went in after it was breached, you're still not following procedure.
Exactly.
So,
I'm going to say,
not okay.
I'm going to say if you entered the Capitol building that day after the doors had been battered down and the windows had been broken, you did something wrong. Even if you didn't actually beat down the doors or break the windows or assault any Capitol police officers, or even if you didn't do any of that personally, you still did the wrong thing. It
wasn't the worst thing that you could have done, but that doesn't make it okay. Same thing with the, with the salute. Not the worst thing he could have done. I mean, I think if we all put our heads together, we could come up with a freaking laundry list of stuff that would be even worse. And yet, that doesn't mean it was okay. So yeah. I'm planning to go in early tomorrow. I've actually got my outfit picked out. I haven't worn it in a while. I'm gonna wear my descent collar, and like
your
outfit
RBG collar. Yeah,
pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty. The downside to it is it's on velveteen backing and ribbon, so like it just so that's it's not actually super comfortable to wear, but it looks great, and plus exactly. So yeah.
Did you see the collar that Ketanji Brown Jackson
had
on
yeah,
during
the cowrie
inauguration? Yeah, I thought that was evocative of the RBG lace collar, but also like its own thing and its own symbolism. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, very lavalier-esque.
Yeah, a much bigger. It was more,
Mm-hmm.
I went like halfway down her chest and was, sort of stretched out a lot
Well, I
more.
mean, I don't know. My version of the descent color is pretty big. Like it's like
Yeah.
this. I think hers is somewhat bigger, but yeah.
Yeah, but very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm planning to go in early tomorrow and talk with the administration, be like, just so that we're clear, if someone throws that particular style of hand, if I see it in the hall or in my classroom, I'm calling for administration immediately. And I want that student removed from my class or from that situation,
Yeah.
and not returned. Like
Zero
if it's in
tolerance
my
for
class, I
Nazi
don't care
shit.
if they're sent to the next class and it doesn't have, that's fine, but and I think I'm going to talk to students about doing things in jest, that it's not okay. I think I'll tell them the story of my student who made a joke when I said that here's when the next test is, and that was the year that we'd had a bunch of bomb threats called in, and he said, well, if I just, and we're all just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So I wrote him up and sent it in, and then I got in trouble for not calling administration down to the room to have him removed from the room right away, like for just writing him up and like allowing him to leave school property. I was like, yikes. And this was in March, and he was gone for the rest of the school year. And I think this might have even been one of my honors classes. And I was just like, you can't joke about that. So
yeah. There are some things, this doesn't apply to everything, but there are some things that you just can't get away with doing ironically. My favorite way of describing it is, I can't remember who I saw or heard saying this, but you can't fuck a goat ironically. If you fuck a goat, you're a goat fucker. Like,
or
that's it.
Apparently a cherry pie. Was he in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? Did he talk about that?
Oh yeah, it's me, the pie fucker.
That's what I'm gonna be known for forever. Like I've done so many movies since then.
Yeah. Kirok says, I just finished your what era of Star Trek would you choose to live? If I said Voyager, would that mean I'm stranded in the Delta Quadrant, or am I on Earth during the time zone? I mean, I think the way I played it in the video was you could live wherever you wanted. So if you wanted to live on Earth during the Voyager era, but see, I mean, I was kind of, I consider TNG and Deep Space Nine and Voyager all kind of the same era, and we don't really see, obviously because of the premise of Voyager, we don't really see very much of Earth at all. So I guess, you could just assume that things are still pretty good there after TNG and Deep Space Nine. So sure, you could live, you could live on Earth during the Voyager era. Kirok, yeah, I mean, McCoy with his, I'm a big fan of McCoy's fashion in the Star Trek movies. I love his big gold medallion because, man, it was the 70s. It was the first Star Trek movie was 1979, December 1979. But the 70s lasted a few years into the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, like, his
especially
big gold.
in Maryland.
Yeah. Well, and in outer space, apparently, judging by Dr. McCoy's wardrobe. But yeah, he had a big gold medallion and his hairy chest and like the fucking the shirt with the open V-neck collar. Is like, that's, now you're talking.
Engage.
Yeah. Hey, nobody else but us gets that. But yes. Yeah.
Someday, Steve, we're gonna finish that story.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Oh, I know what I want to say. Damn it, Jim, he's a doctor, not a fashionista.
He's both. Because you know what? His
apparently
fashion,
not.
His fashion in Star Trek 3 and also in Star Trek 5 is also on point. Because we see him in civilian clothes in those movies too. And I mean, he has the neckerchief. Come on. And in
okay, Freddie.
In 3, he's got like a leather jacket kind of thing happening, and then in 5 he's got a jean jacket with like a wool lining. Motherfucker was stylish. Dr. McCoy was styling. It's not the main reason, but it's part of the reason why he is my favorite TOS character. The dude was styling. Caitlin, that's right. He was retired in the motion picture, which is why he had the beard. Because he figured, I'm not going to have to do this spaceship bullshit anymore. I could just grow the beard, relax,
quit shaving,
get drunk, which, I'm sure McCoy was drunk.
There you go.
They probably had to give him a shot of something before he beamed up on the Enterprise. Because when they came and got him, he was shit faced. And they said, you can't meet Admiral Kirk like that. And he was like, motherfucker, god damn it. And they gave him a little shot.
Fine, here, have another shot. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, they get wrong kind of shot. Give me another shot.
I bet you didn't think so.
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you watch the inauguration?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
No, I was washing my hair.
Honestly, I don't know what I was actually doing because I don't even know what time it was on.
Well, I mean, the oath of office is always at noon, so it was around then. But no, I didn't watch it. I made no effort to watch it. What was I doing? It was Monday.
We were probably watching Ghosts. We've been watching a few episodes each day, so it was probably that.
I was working on stuff here at the computer, and then I was on my exercise bike watching. What did I watch?
Wrestling?
No, I watched wrestling on Tuesday because I watched it from the night before, and there was no wrestling on Sunday. I think I watched a movie, but I can't remember what movie it was. Oh, speaking of movies, I mentioned this too. I messaged you about this, but I didn't get to talk to you about it. I watched the new Nosferatu.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I saw that it was available to rent for 20.
Wait.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about this live? Because you might want to save it so that you can talk about it with Jason on the podcast coming up.
I'll have different things to say to Jason about it. I am going to definitely talk to Jason about it when we record the next podcast for sure.
Has he seen it? Did he say?
I don't know if he's seen it or not. He had not seen it because it's still in theaters, and it just came out on digital to rent, and it came out to rent for $20. And I thought, do I want to see it that bad for $20? And then I decided, yes, I do. So I rented it for $20. Oh, Caitlin, yes, that's right. I was watching MacGyver during the inauguration, according to my my video that I released on Monday. Very good, yes. But no, so yeah, I watched Nosferatu, and of course, it was directed by your favorite director, Dana, Robert Eggers, who also directed The Lighthouse, which I know is your favorite film.
Ah, yes.
And
so favorite.
By the way, Eternal Hulk asks opinions on Babylon 5. I like it. It's a really good show. But anyway, so the new Nosferatu, here's my opinion on it, just stated very, very simply. I liked it a lot. I admired it very much. I don't think I loved it. Very, very impressive filmmaking. There are certain scenes that are wonderful. There are certain shots that are terrific. There's different parts of it that I think were incredibly well done.
I mean, if I remember correctly, you've told me it's a shot-for-shot remake, correct?
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not a shot-for-shot remake at all. Not at all.
Okay.
And in fact, one of the things I like the most about it, especially in this era of, everything's got to be an homage, everything's got to be a reference to something else. Like, this is a remake of a classic film, of two classic films, really, because it was Werner Herzog remade it in 1979. And then, of course, there was the original in 1922. And I don't think there's a single direct quote in the entire movie. There are shots that evoke famous shots from the original, but there's not an exact quote. It's always different. it's from a different perspective, or there's one really good fake out, because one of the most famous shots from the original Nosferatu is when Count Orlok rises from his coffin on the boat, and it's the shot where he's like stiff as a board and he just like swings up like a hinge, like right, really
Mhm.
famous shot. And in the new version, they go to that part of the story where the hand from the ship goes down into the hold to destroy the cursed cargo that has brought misfortune upon the ship. And they're setting you up for, oh, he's going to rise up out of the coffin, and then that's not what happens at all. And so if you happen to know the previous film and you're kind of expecting that, it is a really nice sort of playing against expectations. But no, I mean, my biggest problem with it was that the ending feels like a foregone conclusion. And I mean that in the because I mean, obviously it's Nosferatu, it retains the general beats of the story.
Mhm.
And I mean, and it's Nosferatu, and of course Nosferatu is a variation on Dracula.
Mhm.
So like all of the major expected plot beats are there in this one. So I mean, in a sense, it's a foregone conclusion no matter what. But even just from watching this movie and the way this story is told, the ending it feels like, okay, time to do the Nosferatu ending, you know. And
Yeah.
it just left me feeling a little flat. It left me feeling like, oh, I guess that's it, you know.
Okay, we're
I
at that
don't.
point now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the movie, it's 2 hours. It's a smidge over 2 hours. I'm not saying it should have been longer. I don't want it to be longer. I just
You
wish
never
that the
want
story.
you almost never want to be longer. Ooh, maybe I should make that my next ask question.
Oh,
Has there
is
ever been a
is
movie
there a
that you thought
movie?
should be longer?
Yeah, I'll have to think about that, because I'm sure there is one, but it's a real short list. Like I'm pretty I'm pretty dogmatic about that. That like the way to make a movie better is almost never to make it longer. I feel like it's much. Um, it's always a much better tactic to take the time that you have and to use it differently than to just add more time.
Yeah.
Um, oh
Air One
God, Air
Fire is
One Fire.
poking at
No,
you.
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings should be one 90-minute movie. Yeah, you're goddamn right.
Is that
You,
really what you
I,
want to say, Steve?
that's, well, I mean, I'd be happy if nobody had ever made a movie of it. I'd be happy.
Ding, ding,
I'd be
ding.
happy
There
if
we go.
I'd be happy if J.R.R. Tolkien's publisher had said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" and sent him his manuscript back, and we never had to fucking deal with any of it. But no, assuming that there had to be a Lord of the Rings movie, and if we're going for, if we're making choices artistically instead of commercially, one 90-minute movie
That
just about covers it.
that is a big, big if there.
Yeah, and that's never going to happen. And obviously, it would have been the wrong choice financially, because those movies made all the money there was. But in terms of like, no. Does this need to be 3 movies? No. Does each of these movies need to be 3 hours? No. This is ridiculous. One 90-minute movie. This story isn't that fucking complicated. And there's like 2 interesting characters in the entire thing. So why are we following this cast of thousands for fucking 9 hours? 9 hours in the theatrical cuts, by the way, not the fucking the brutal, torturous, extended cuts where it's, like here's the extended cut of Lord of the Rings, and they hand you a stack of DVDs. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. There's been some misunderstanding. I only wanted to rent one movie, not every movie you have. Oh no, this is the one movie.
Junk.
If your movie is
Hmm.
so long that you need more discs to contain it than The Godfather Part 2, your movie is too long.
So the reason I
Yes.
brought
Anyway.
up the inauguration was that I've
Yes.
seen clips from it,
Okay. Yeah.
and
From his speech.
um I don't know that I've seen anything of him, but the one that has gotten a lot of traction on my social media feed is when he talks about renaming the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh yeah. Which is not up to us, by the way.
No.
No.
And but no,
No.
it's not with the camera pointed on him. It's with the camera pointed on the crowd.
Yeah.
And Clinton just ducks her head and she's like starts chortling.
Yeah, like this is so stupid. It's such a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving idea. That guy, the name of the Gulf of America. Shut up. Eat your mashed potatoes and keep your fucking mouth shut and be glad we even invited you. Snake Bit Cat, it's long enough to capture the parts of the story that are worth watching. That's what, see, that's an, I've talked about this before, and people always say, not, I mean, with Lord of the Rings, obviously, because it's like 3 gargantuan movies.
Really big.
But whenever I say that anything is too long and should be cut down, they say, but that's not long enough. That's not long enough to fit all the story. But that's why they're going to have to cut shit out. That's my point. They should have cut a lot of shit out. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I said the same thing about Andor. Because Andor is 12 episodes. I said if Andor was like 6 episodes, or maybe even 4, I bet they could get it down to 4 episodes. But like, if it was a much shorter running time, I probably would have liked it a lot better because there would have been way less sitting around waiting for shit to happen. But they said if you cut it down there wouldn't be enough room to fit everything in. Yeah, I know.
That's the point of making cuts.
I'm saying they should have cut most of that shit out because it's boring and it doesn't matter. I don't want in. Yeah. Air One Fire, I don't know about that. I think The Right Stuff. I mean, I'm open to the proposal that The Right Stuff could use a trim. I mean, The Right Stuff is a pretty long movie, but I don't know if 90 minutes would serve the story that The Right Stuff is telling, because The Right Stuff is actually telling, you know, in my opinion, obviously this is all my opinion, a good story with interesting characters. Now, by the same token, I wouldn't want The Right Stuff to be 3 movies either. Like, it should obviously just be 1 movie.
David C. Drake, I wouldn't say that I'm a Tolkien fan. Nothing against it, and I have enjoyed the books and the movies. I think I read The Silmarillion when I was in college. It was fine. I didn't find it particularly compelling. But yeah, it's fine. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, it's almost 6:30.
Yeah.
Shall we get this show on the road, as it were? So, hopefully now you have found your copy or whatever you've got queued up, your copy of this episode of Poirot. Which one is it, Steve?
The Underdog.
The Underdog. Okay. So make sure you have it set at 0000. Keeping in mind that some of the versions, for whatever reason, play a smidgen faster or slower than others.
Indeed.
So mine goes to 53:13 total out. So that gives you an idea of sort of how far we're going. Do you know where the break is going to? Do we have a break in this one?
No, this is just a 1-parter. The next several are just 1-parters, which is.
I think you said wonderful. That, but yeah, I forget things. That's my gig. So yeah. And then you're gonna let me put my cursor over the little play icon here, and then Steve is gonna count us in. He's gonna say 3, 2, 1, play. And when Steve says play, we all click play at the same time, and then we all watch the show together.
That's the deal.
There we go.
Well explained.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'm ready. Cursor's set up and everything.
I will count us down from 3, and everybody hit play when I say play. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Kirik, I'm not entirely sure that's accurate, because I mean, it's either going to be on a boat or on a plane. That's it.
Yeah, and I disagree with that. I love The Godfather, and I love The Godfather Part 2, which is like a week long. Like, it's an absurdly long movie. I love them both. I don't think either one of them needs to be a second longer than they are.
And that's okay. You can kind of figure it out based on our time code. If you're a little bit off, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's fine. What a creep. Poirot. He's just such a creep. I mean, not in the show, but in the credits, he's like, you know, his little sideways glance and his smile as he sort of slides to the side. Like, what a just don't look at me like that, dude. You're a creep.
He's a weirdo.
What the hell is he doing here?
What is he doing there?
He doesn't belong here.
Underdog. Wow.
Mr. I Love the Ants, if they cut out that beauty shot of the Enterprise, it would be about 45 minutes long. Well, he's translating in real time. That is impressive. That's a significant intellect at work there. Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
His web swingers are retractable.
He ran out of web fluid. That's why he had to pull himself up like that. It is cool looking, isn't it, Caitlin? It looks like it would be fun to climb like that guy was just doing. I'd climb the shit out of this place.
Could do it. That's true. You are quite agile.
The unguarded Bunsen burner.
Well, you know, this is back in the old day before safety.
This is also back in the day when science was just nothing but boiling liquid and open flames. You know, science.
What fun.
The good old days.
Ah, see, there you go.
I'm going to go.
Very exciting. Oh, listen to that
Caitlin,
klaxon.
that's right. That's writing it down is what makes it science.
Exactly. I feel like she's like wheeling it way too fast. Oh, I thought he was going to say, because they are Belgian.
I love the idea of these miniatures are the best because they are the largest. Well, a lot of exposition crammed into that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a typing pool. Oh, that's nostalgic. Glad you could make it, John.
Dun, dun, dun. Karen, do you think that makes them maxiatures?
Maxiatures. Hey, right across the hall. You hear that, Poirot?
Lovely.
It's hard to believe that the clothes people used to wear to play golf were even more ridiculous than the clothes they wear today to play golf.
Nice one, Caitlin.
Naturally. I mean, this guy looks like he should be the victim in a Sherlock Holmes story.
Nice. Don't even have to be replaced. That's kind of cool.
I'll just go back to reading Queen magazine.
Toot toot.
Well, a nice cup of tea would be my cup of tea, I suppose. Good thing I have a photographic memory. Ooh. He's giving her till Monday. That's very gracious of him.
Yeah, how about it? I might almost say lazy.
That picture is ridiculous.
Caitlin, today's Wednesday. That's when we do this.
Yeah, John, it's a picture. It's that. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. He's right, you know. Belgium is your place, Poirot. Yes, the next war will be so good for Britain. Mark my words. He's nice. I like him.
Like puppies languishing at the pound.
I just can't get over how huge those miniatures are. I think Poirot's going to kill this guy.
And he is not even American. We're establishing that he is a terrible man.
So he votes conservative.
Caitlin, he did specify that he was looking to make a profit on it. So
Yes, and Poirot, being but a humble private detective, might not be able to afford it. This is going to be like a Murder on the Orient Express situation, isn't it? Where it turns out everybody killed him.
well, everybody had a reason to kill him. Excuse me.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Like she ain't making it to the table with that tray.
Alas.
Who would do such a thing? Everyone loved him. God damn, they're not wasting any time, are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Bring the coffin. This chair is the murder weapon? Oh, no. Have you been drinking, officer? He admitted that they'd had a quarrel. Nothing beats the efficiency of the English funeral industry. They had that motherfucker in a coffin and out the door that day. Oh, Harry, thanks for the clarification. He hasn't been drinking. He's just northern. Yeah, mischievous dragon. They must have rusty pipes. All right, here's the search pattern. We all drive off in random directions. What I want out of each and every one of you is a hard target search
I was thinking
of
the
every
same
gas
thing.
station, residence, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and
Outhouse,
doghouse in that area.
Look where you're going, you dummy.
Thank God I've outrun them. It's a naked gun. Is manslaughter not a serious crime? Snake big cat. There you go. Poirot does not care.
Yeah, Caitlin, that's what I was thinking.
There's that picture again. It's like my favorite piece of set dressing from any Poirot episode we've ever watched. It's just ridiculous. How ironic that as she spies, she hears them talking about her spying.
Eavesdroppers never hear good things about themselves.
I know. No, you know, she's really wonderful. Well, yes, I suppose you can. Isn't it part of your job?
Caitlin, plush carpet?
Get out. This is man talk. I'll have it reattached at once. But if you're retired, what are you doing at work today?
He's just here for funsies.
Yeah. Would one of those friends be named Hitler, perhaps?
Dun dun dun.
H.G. Wells? Oh,
Dun,
N.G.
dun,
Wells.
dun.
I was just teasing
Kara, I
Kara.
think he's teasing. Yeah.
Now leave Poirot alone to drink his Mountain Dew.
Dun, dun, dun. Hmm. Gives her a good reference. It is the forgery.
The dew of the mountain, most refreshing. Circular driveways like that really boost the property value.
Fancy.
You are highly suggestible.
Saffron succotash. Dun dun dun.
It must have been the Wizard of Oz. I mean, no. I mean, wait a minute. What are you asking?
Dun dun dun.
I was wondering what he was doing, like putting the scrap of the dress and the handkerchief with the blood. Yeah, Caitlin, exactly. I was wondering, what is he doing that for? Obviously, for some reason. Now we know. The bookmobile. Right now. Oh man, I hope Hastings speeds up alongside the train and Poirot like jumps on it and hangs onto the railing on the side, smashes in a window with his elbow and crawls into the train. Yeah, Zale, you remember when maps used to be on paper? That takes me back.
Uh, the perils of folding.
I could never, I don't think I have ever successfully refolded a map in my life. Well, he's almost running.
Dun dun dun.
Kara, if it was the Kenneth Branagh version, he could do it. Air One Fire, that is genuinely impressive. Clever.
Dun dun dun.
Nice.
Um, Caitlin, I think it's paid companions.
Bum, bum,
Dun dun
bum.
dun.
He does a little bit, Kayla. I don't know. I'm not. I think. I don't think it's quite as uncanny as you're saying, but he does bear a resemblance, doesn't he? How about that?
Ah,
Fun episode.
yes, that was quite enjoyable.
Fun episode. And seriously, that guy's painting. Amazing. Amazing.
Appropriately pretentious.
Whoever came up with that, I hope they got a whoever in the art department came up with that. I hope they got a raise. Like that's
And a
just
big fat bonus along the way.
oh, fantastic.
That was brilliant. All right. So are we going to do our not Wordle?
Are you up for it?
Let's go for it. As long as we can knock that sucker out quickly, I'm good. I am fading fast.
Well, then let's get right to it.
A little bit. Heck yeah.
All right. So for everybody who's not been with us before, this is the point in the show where we used to play Wordle, but now we play I Can't Believe It's Not Wordle, also known as Word Master. Same game, but Dana takes the lead and is not actually seeing the Wordle board that the rest of you are about to see. But she goes by my description of what the current situation is, and Dana decides what words we guess, and et cetera, et cetera. And if you would like to play along, we welcome your assistance in the chat. So please feel free to share your guesses with us in the chat. So let's take a look.
For letters.
Yeah. Indeed. Let's take a look at the word master board. Here we go. And Dana.
Let's go for heart. It's been a while. I'm good to start off with my old regular.
Our typical starter word.
I'm really not sure because I've only ever watched it as a non-Brit, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But it's fun. I like it. I don't always get all of the references, but usually I can tell when there's a reference that I don't get. Like, this is something you should know, and I don't know it.
So. Okay, so heart gives us an R and a T, both in the wrong place. So no H, no E, no A, and an R and a T, but in the wrong place.
Let's jump to lions then and see if that gives us anything better.
Well, a little bit. It gives us an O, also in the wrong place. So we now have three. We have 3 of the 5 letters, but we don't know what position any of them actually belongs in. So no L, no I, no N, and no S.
Well, it can't be round because there's no T and the N is not, and there's no N. Or the round doesn't have a T.
Right.
Trick won't work because it has to have an O, but not an I. And trock isn't a word, alas.
And also trock would have the O in the 3rd position, which it can't be.
No, T-R-O-C-K. Trock isn't a word.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't, even if it was a word. The O can't be the middle letter.
O can't be the middle letter. Good point.
Yeah, yeah.
T-O-R-O-R-O. Rotor?
Rotor is a good guess.
Or motor.
Liz says rotor. Motor, yeah, motor would work too, I believe, yeah.
Let's go for motor and see if that gives us anything.
Okay, you want to try motor?
Robot would work as well, yeah. That'll give us
robot. There's some good guesses here, yeah. So do you want to try motor?
Let's try motor and see what that gives us.
Motor. It's not motor, but T-O-R are the last 3 letters.
Okay, what about the O?
No. Only one O, T-O-R. There's no, the O is not the 2nd letter. So it can't be rotor.
Right. Or robot. Yeah.
Right, yes. Can't be robot.
Okay. And we didn't have any, so T-O-R. No, can't have,
It can't be rotor because the O isn't the 2nd letter.
We haven't tried U yet, but I can't think of any U-T-O-R words.
Caitlin says, oh, no, yeah, Caitlin says gator.
Tutor would work. Yeah, David C. Drake. I was thinking if it could be O something T-O-R as well, but tutor would work.
Tutor. Yeah, tutor is a good one.
So how many more do we have?
We have 3 more guesses.
So let's go for tutor. And then we might, if that's not it, then... But I'm feeling pretty good about that one.
Okay, let's try tutor. That's it.
Yay!
Tutor.
Good job, Team Us. All right. We're heading on towards... Yeah?
And it's a good tutor, unlike my favorite Lifetime movie, which is Bad Tutor.
Yay, us. Okay, so, let's not forget, next week, same time right here.
That's right.
We'll be watching DS9 again. What are we going to be watching?
DP9. We are watching, the episode is Blaze of Glory.
Take me out. Okay, stop it.
In a blaze of glory. Yeah. Yep, Blaze of
And
Glory.
Lord, I never drew first when I drew
Yes!
the blood of a devil's son.
Young Guns, baby! Young Guns!
So,
Anyway.
So yeah, season 5 episode 23.
I believe it will be 23. Yeah.
The next one. Imagine
The next
that.
one. The next one. Yeah.
All right, and then also, don't forget to support Steve's channel. If you are not already a subscriber, what are you even doing with your life? So click the button there, but also there's a join button. You can click that button, and then next week you could send in an ask to be that Steve would read live on his channel during the Friday live stream, which will not be this Friday, it'll be next Friday. So you got some time, do some thinking. And then also, if you just have something against YouTube, IDK, you can also go to patreon.com/Steve Shives and support Steve's work that way. In addition, don't forget to check the description down there. There are a number of organizations that could use some financial support if you're up for it. And there is also charitylinks.page, which is a document maintained by a friend of ours that has information about GoFundMe's and other such things for friends of ours who could use some financial support. Giving is good.
It sure is.
David C. Drake, exactly. I can't think of anything else, Steve.
I think you've covered it. I think that's it.
What is going on? 25 is just a crazy. I did not burn my pizza. I cooked the pizza, and I did a good job.
You're on a streak.
I'm on a 1 pizza streak so far, and I didn't forget the stuff for finishing up the channel. I'm doing good so far. I'm there. Don't want to jinx it. So yeah, thanks everybody. Glad you had a good time. I did.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. And we'll see you next week for Deep Space Nine.
Woo-hoo.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.